Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for checking out this video. My name is Josh, and today we are going to be talking over the Live Mix personal in-ear monitor system that we have here at Evangel. It's a system that we actually have spread out across all of our campuses at all of our locations, and it's great because it allows each person to hook up to a system and to adjust the panning and the volume for your personal preferences for each channel. It's fantastic, and so I really want to dive in deep today and show you exactly what is important and how to use it. And so there's a few things that we're going to go over today. First is going to be just talking over the live mix, talking about what is important for each person to hear and why it's important. And then we're going to talk over just a general base on what is panning and what should be panned, what should not. And then we're going to actually dive in and give you a hands-on tour of how to use the live mix. And so to start with, there's one thing or a few things that are really important for each person to hear, regardless of whether you're a vocalist or you're playing an instrument. And those things are specifically the click track and the music director. Regardless of, like I said, regardless of whether you're playing an instrument or you're a vocalist, sometimes you may feel like you don't need to hear those, but the click track is going to be our tempo, our beat that the whole song is tied to. And so if you can't hear that, sometimes it's really easy to get off or just to speed up sometimes, and that can be really distracting and really harmful to the flow of the team and just the feel of the song. And so it's really important for each person to hear that click. The second is going to be the music director. And if we're using a backing track, there will be cues tied to those two channels, to the music director and to the click track. And for that, it's just really important when we're moving through a song, hearing those cues, whether we're going to the verse or to the chorus, or if there's an instrumental, when to stop, when to start. For us to stay on the same page as a team, it's really important for you to hear those things. And so the first thing that I'll do when I plug in is to make sure that I can hear the click very clearly, and I can hear the music director so I know where we're going as a team through the songs. And so those are the first two things that I really want to say is of the utmost importance for you to hear when you plug into your live mix. Next, we're going to talk about just panning in general. Panning is the ability to be able to spread things out instead of just hearing everything that's piled into one big heap in the middle of your in-ear system, is saying that it's the same level all the way across. When you pan things, you have the ability to take specific channels and move them either to the center or to the middle center or to the left or the right. And so instead of piling everything into the middle, like I said, it just feels so jumbled and there's no definition to each channel. When you pan it, it's almost like a surround sound where you can hear everything really clearly. And the first thing that you need to know about panning is that whatever you're playing, whatever you're singing, it's really important for you to hear yourself. So regardless of what position you're in, I always put that center with the click and with the music director, so I can always hear myself very clearly. I'm not getting off pitch, I'm not playing wrong chords. And so pan yourself to the middle, set yourself center, and then as you move along and you build out your in-ear monitor mix, it's awesome to be able to pan things to the left or the right and to be able to spread it out so you can hear what other people are playing, so that you can play off and sing off different people on the team. And so just a general rule for me at Evangel in our Bismarck campus, we have a few things that actually run stereo. They run two channels out, and that's the electric guitars and things like the keys and the synth. Those are all run stereo. And so what I will do is I will pan them far left and far right, about right here-ish, instead of going all the way. I'll pan them to the left and to the right and turn up the volume so it feels like I can feel it on the edge of both sides. Then I'll do the same thing with the electric guitar and the keys. So I'm panning them right about here and turning them up. And then the lead guitar, just so I can hear those lead lines, I'll push them a little further forward. And so maybe like right in between center, and far left or far right. And that's kind of where I'll also put the bass and the acoustic, depending on whether I'm playing acoustic or not. I'll put them a little further forward, and then almost center, I'll put the other vocalists. Like if I'm co-leading with somebody, I'll put them forward. But it's really important that you have the lead vocalists towards the front, so you can hear where we're going with the song and things like that. So that's just kind of a base. I know that for everybody they're playing different instruments, and so that mix will change depending on what position you're playing in. So it's just really important that regardless of who you are, where you're playing, you keep yourself centered and then adjust that mix, that panning mix, with the rest of the team. And so that's just kind of a base on why and how to pan, why it's important, because then you'll be able to hear everything a lot more clearly. I will give a diagram up here in this corner, and that'll just give you kind of a quick base on the typical template that I will use, or that I encourage people to use. And so take a look at that. Next, we are going to be taking a quick trip, and we are going to be going down and looking at the live mix, and I'll walk you through a few main things. Number one, how to load and save your personal mix so you don't have to redo the whole mix every time you plug into the system. So that's one important thing, and one really cool feature that you can use when you're plugging into your live mix. There's also things like using an ambient mics, using reverb in the live mix system for specific channels. You can use an intercom that actually communicates with all of the other live mixes, and you can set a volume for that. So a few quick things that will show you how to use and great ways to use the live mix. And so let's go do that. Alright, so we're going to talk over this live mix module that we work with here at Evangel. This live mix module has the ability to run two mixes. So we've got side A and side B. A is going to be blue, B is going to be red. If you're working with a wired setting, your side A is going to be plugged in over here. Your side B is going to be over here. So just whenever you make adjustments and you're working with somebody off the same module, you just want to make sure that you're adjusting the right side, because you don't want to be adjusting volume on somebody else's mix. So we'll start with here. You've got side A. We're going to be working with these buttons over here, or these knobs, and then the buttons across the bottom if you want to. Starting with master volume, this is just going to obviously adjust the volume of all of your channels at the same time. This is a me/groups that we will talk about in just a minute, but for now we're going to go down to look at this adjust volume and pan knob. Obviously, if you go in and you click, you can either use the touch screen or you can adjust the channel with the buttons across the bottom. So if we go kick and you want to adjust the volume, all you're going to do is twist it, and you're adjusting the volume right now. But if you want to pan it to either the left or to the right, you can click this down, and now you're working with the pan availability. So you can pan it all the way to the left. You can go just a little left. You can go mid-center left, or you can do the same thing over to the right. And you can actually see where everything is panned on the bar right next to the channel. And so if you're looking for that pan option, that's where that is at. Otherwise, you have the volume, and the same, you can actually look at the bar right next to each channel, and it shows you where your volume for each channel is at. And then you can go, like right here, you see that it says show channel 13 through 24, and then you open up another page with a whole new page of channels. And so you can do that with each channel. So that's a great option. Next, we're going to move to the next tab and look at the accessory channels. When I click this, it opens up the page with the ambient mic, the aux input, the intercom, and then the metronome. We're going to use two of these mainly, and those are going to be the ambient mic and the intercom. There is actually a mic right on the back here that allows you to hear what's going on in the room. And when you turn up the ambient mic, that's going to be on all the time. Whereas the intercom, you actually have the ability to click and hold this button and that you can use that as an intercom to everybody on the same system. And just the same, when you adjust this volume right here, the intercom volume, you are adjusting the volume of every intercom that's connected to the same system. And so if somebody clicks on their intercom and you're thinking, I can't hear them very well, or they're too loud, you just need to go in and adjust the intercom volume, and that will adjust the volume of the mic of everybody else on that intercom system. So that's a great feature. And then we're going to go in and look at so you have the mix tools here, down here, and this is a great feature that not a lot of people actually know about. And this is the feature that you have the ability to load and save your personal mix. And so you can see that across the bottom it says load mix for Josh. You can go in and save any adjustments that you've made to this specific live mix module, and you can see that you have, again, 24 slots that you can actually save. And so whenever you go in and make a change, or if you want to load a new mix, somebody else used it before you, you can go in and click, I'm going to click Josh, and I'm going to load this selected mix, and it loads it, and you're right back where you were the last time you used it, which is a great option, because if you spend a lot of time creating your own mix exactly the way that you want it, and then you play again in 2 weeks, you can load it and start exactly where you left off, which is great. And then a few other options that we have that I want to talk over are, if you click this, you actually have the ability to set reverb, dynamics, EQ, your master output. You have the ability to set each one of those things for all of the channels, which is, again, a great option as far as what you're hearing. Well, I hope that was helpful, taking a look into the live mix, knowing how it works, knowing how to load and save, and some of the other options, the great features that we have using the live mix. Again, this is just a really basic use, just some of the basic uses that we have, but it's amazing how much you can really do with the live mix. And so there is going to be another video that I will make available to you that will show the deeper features of the live mix. But as for right now, if you have any questions, please comment below, and thanks for checking out this video.